Hey, what's up coders, and in this video we are going to start with functions. So all programming languages are broken into functions. So if you are working on some good project but you didn't use functions, then you are doing a very bad thing. Functions are, what they do is you just make a lot of variables inside those functions. You can print something, you can return stuff in that functions. But okay, let's start by making our own function. Let's start define my function like this. You can put arguments inside this bracket, but I'm not putting. Now put this colon. If you don't put an colon here after these brackets, then it would be an error. If you put something like this, which is which has a decimal like dot or and a comma type, then it will give you an error. But if you say this, then it won't give you an error. Now let's hit enter and print. Now you know what is print. How do you print? So we'll say this this is a function. Backslash new line means n is new line. And now when you run this, nothing will happen like this. Okay, it's because we didn't call that function. We defined it, but though we didn't call it. So we'll say my func, the name of our function, and then make these brackets. Now when you run this, it will print this is my function and leave a line and a leave line. Okay, this was our basic function. Here I'll say define string, say print hello world. But when you run the program, it will say this is a function because we haven't called this one too. So you have to call it this way, string like this, and then make these two. And then when you run this, hello world. Finally, our last function, we'll say define integers. Here we'll say print 2, and then let's call this function too by typing an integer, and when you run the program, it will say 2. So the things, this is actually a number, so we didn't add any codes. But if it would be an, if we want to make it a string. Now you need to understand the small concept, very small. You can convert these, what we call it, these integers to strings. Don't you believe on me? Just put a quote and another quote behind it. It will be an integer now. You can't add things with it now. Now it's especially like hello world and stuff which we printed on our screen. So okay, this was our functions. We're able to work with functions. We're able to do with functions anything. We can do anything in functions. We can break stuff using functions. Break stuff, I don't mean that you break stuff. I mean that we use functions, and because of these functions we can do our work easy. Okay, let's end this video. Bye. Like.